Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Magic the Gathering Arena. So we're going to be looking at doing another Premier draft of March of the Machine. We had loads of fun with our first draft last time. We did a blue-green, it wasn't so much transform, it was more battles themed I suppose, but with some transform in there as well obviously. But I had loads of fun with it, so hopefully we can do the same again and just dive straight in and do something a little bit different. So I need to remind myself of the archetypes. We've got Knights, Graveyard, Sacrifice, Battles is supposed to be green-red. We did it with green-blue, but it's fine. Magic's newest card type, yeah. +1/+1 counters in green-white, which seemed really strong. Phyrexian black-white seemed really nice. Convoke, blue-green, Incubate, Backup, and Transform. So we're going to just go straight into it. Not going to rush, not going to dawdle, meant the opposite. And if you've enjoyed this, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons. Comment on the video, it means a lot to me, or join the Patreon in the description. But for now, hopefully we're going to just open an absolute bomb and have a bunch of fun with this. I have no idea what to expect. I still have only played this format the once. So basically anything could happen here. Oh, hair's looking a little scruffy. And we've already got a load of text here. So we've got a Mythic. Oh, it's Aurelia. Oh my god. It's proper Aurelia. Big Boros 6-mana Aurelia. Okay, that's probably what we're taking. 7 mana, 12/12. Whenever you attack, choose one. Create a tapped attacking dinosaur where X is the greatest power among other attacking creatures. Create a vampire with lifelink. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not going to pass Aurelia. This thing is ridiculous. You just get 2 combat phases each turn. So I'm gonna highlight this. We're gonna use this time to read some of the other cards. That's the... Oh yeah, if you cast 2 or more spells, make it Knight. And what was this one? Assigned to combat damage to its toughness. Interesting. There's the big battles. But yeah, we're just going for this. Aurelia is absolutely insane, and we will push hard to get this as well. Flying Vigilance Haste. So, a 3 mana 2/2 flyer, which is good for what we want to hit. Oh, hang on. So this transforms into a 3/3 when it attacks you may sack a creature or artifact, give it +2/+1. This is a when it enters the battlefield you may discard a card, so it's Tormenting Voice. Discard a card, take 2 elementals, creatures you control get +1/+0 in haste until end of turn. I mean, that seems really good. So maybe we go for that. With Aurelia we've got a really good spot anyway. Exile target creature an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Oh, that's so good. Quende could potentially be good, but I think we're going to try the battle here. It seems like it could work out well, and it's on brand with this. Okay, Convoke and Haste with a 5 mana 4/4 dragon seems great. Rada 3/3. When it comes tapped, another type of creature gets +X for X number of basic lands. Creature or planeswalker gains protection colourless or the colour of your choice until end of turn. If it's a creature, put a 1/1 counter on it. That might be what we take here. Searing Barb deals 2 damage to any target. If it's a creature it can't block this turn, incubate 1. That's pretty nice. Although if we're going to be aggro and more flying, this could be really strong. I'm going to take the flying haste thing. If we can just go for like a really solid aggressive flying deck, that would be awesome. 3 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or battle. Put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library if you do draw a card. This seems ridiculous. Like, it's just a really good value lightning strike. It doesn't hit players, but it hits everything else you want to. I wouldn't have minded getting one of these, a little lifelink 2/2, but the removal's too good to pass up, so we're just going to take it. Valdic is the... Yeah, for each thing attached to it. At the beginning of combat, hang on. There's an additional combat phase, so this can trigger twice. Where it deals combat damage to a player or battle, transform up to 1 target incubator token you control. Again, 3 mana 2/2 flyer. You may discard a card if you do draw a card. I think we want Valdic here. If we can get a couple of things that work well with Valdic, that can go mad. Oh my god, Zada as well. I mean, I really like Zada. We can just go Zada and pump spells. We wouldn't mind one of these, but flicker something, sure. But I mean, we're just mono red aggro, I guess. Ooh, a 2-drop. Trample prowess 2/2/2. Transform it into a trample ward prowess double prowess. Okay, that's pretty ridiculous. Oh, we're just going to take this. When this creature dies, put its counters on target creature you control. That's good. We wouldn't mind getting one of those. But yeah. Mono red aggro so far. We need pump spells now. Because at the moment we've only got that. Okay, what have we got here? An act of treason. Deals 4 damage to another target battle or opponent and 1 damage up to one target creature. If a non-creature source you control will deal damage to a creature or battle or opponent, deals that much +2 instead. That seems good. Non-creature source damage to creature, battle or opponent, deals that much +2. Yeah, I mean, sure. We've got enough things to push for it. We do need to go for some white cards if we want to play Aurelia here. So this is haste. When it enters the battlefield, incubate 2. I mean, that just seems really good. Backup and first strike is also good, but what's this? When to enter the battlefield, create a 2/2 white and blue night creature token with vigilance. So 4 mana for 2 2/2s, but again, we're just getting good red cards here. So this we don't really care about. The urn seems like it could be decent. Like, it's just a bit of bad fixing with potentially removal spell attached. Quende doesn't go well with any of this. I'm going to take the urn for now. We don't really need the second one. I guess we'll take Rada for the sideboard because it looks pretty. Sacrifice an artifact or land, draw a card. I mean, I don't like this much, but it does go for our Convoke fairly well. This is a maybe. I'm going to put it in the sideboard for now. Take a land, because we want to find some pump spells to make this work. So we're getting a bit cut on white, but there's also not really any solid second colour anyway. None of this is really jumping out at me, so I really want to play this. Aurelia is nuts. Give us a good white rare. Or a red one. If a source you control deal damage to an opponent or player, it deals triple that damage instead. Are you joking? We have to go for this. Like, it's got Convoke. We're nearly mono red aggro. Okay, Rankle and Torbran. Flying first strike haste. So maybe we're going for this instead of the others. Ooh, interesting. So, whenever it does combat damage to a player or battle, choose any number, each player creates treasure, each player sacks a creature. If a source will deal damage to a player or battle this turn, it deals that much +2 instead. I mean, there's a world in which that's what we want. Marine Banesweater enters the battlefield, attach to target creature you control. Okay, this could be more like us. So this can't be countered. 1 damage to target creature or planeswalker, deals 5 damage if it's white or blue. I mean, it's good, but I mean, I'm just going to take the rare. We might end up in black. If we just get a bunch of tap lands, we'll just run that and Aurelia. just be so greedy. Either way, City of Fire seems nuts. Shiv and Burn, Branch Burner seems nuts. We would like to fill this out a bit. Ooh. Zergo and Ojutai. 4/4/5. Flying Haste. Has hexproof if it enters the battlefield this turn. When you one or more dragons deal control damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards, put 1 in your hand, the rest at the bottom. You may return one of those dragons to its owner's hand. Here we go. Invasion of Kylem. 2 target creature gets +2/+7 vigilance. Create 2 warriors. Yeah, I mean, this is probably what we want here. Although +1/+7 menace and make treasures. I mean, this pushes damage through, but this also does. I mean, this just seems so good if it does work. We're going to take that. We are going to try and go for the white. Can you get a second one? Ooh. Equip creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks against. Oh, wow. Yep, that's what we want. Okay, we are going in on this now. Now we're going to get some artifacts and enchantments for this. 3 mana 2/3 haste that transforms into a 3/4 haste. Seems great. Bowler Slinger. Okay, we can tap things. Giving something else haste actually might even be better than this, but this is because this is a 2-drop and we're sort of lacking proactive 2-drops, and this just adds so much power to the battlefield so quickly. I don't like passing that up, but I think this fits our curve a bit better. Now we're getting the equipment, so we've got quick creature just gets +2/+0 or +1/+0 and flying. I actually like this as a little pump spell as well, so that's what we're going to go for here. Ooh, Convoke gets +3/+1 and trample. That's probably what we're taking. Yeah, I mean these are all too expensive. What we want is we want Convoke and we want creatures. So ooh, a lifelinker. That's exactly what we want. Well, Halberd +1/+1 and vigilance. So it might just be the. How are we looking on creatures? Only 8 so far. So this does do well, but I think for now we want this. We'll maybe get another Halberd later. I'm not worried about that. I mean, these could end up being really big for us. Okay, another Bane Splitter. That's great. Wouldn't mind getting another one of these heal lashes, but we want more equipment, especially with things like Valduk. This is looking... and Rayev, of course. Enchanted or equipped attacks. Gain double strike to end of turn. That's insane. We can be attacking for 10 on turn 4. I actually think like these make the deck now. Because that's just... we've got enough ways of triggering this. It's a 4/3 defender, but realistically we can make it huge. We'll take the Menace Beat Stick. Menace and Treasure, really good with things like Aurelia coming. This looks so good to me. Like, I'm not really an aggro player, but this looks like a fun aggro list. So we've got 1/1 drop, but we could maybe do with another. We've already got 2 Bone Splitters, and nobody's picking them up. Okay, the backup First Strike or attacks in battle, double its power. I think the backup and First Strike, it helps us push damage through in other turns as well, giving something First Strike. We've got Squee. Oh my god, Jeru and Hazaret. If you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, it has Vigilance and Haste. When it attacks with the top 6, you may exile a legendary creature card from among it, put it the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order, and you can pay the exile card without paying its mana cost. We've already got Rayev here and Zada. We'd love to find some pump spells. Like, absolutely love to. But Jeru and Hazaret seems great. Like, we've got Aurelia, Zada, Rayev. What's this? When it enters the battlefield under your control, another knight. It gets +1/+1 and vigilance. Okay, so it's sometimes a 4/4. Any pump spells? No. Have First Strike if a knights enter the battlefield this turn. Any more knights? No. But it is a 3/1 for 2. And our curve, although our curve's looking pretty decent anyway. So this is it's a 3/3 or a 3/1. That's pretty much the only choice here. Deals 2 damage to target player or battle, whatever. Not worried about that. I actually think I'm going to take this as a curve filler. We don't have much on curve there. Whatever that is, it's cool. This is the plane cycling exile something. That's probably what we want here. Although a 1/2 that becomes a 4/3 trample is pretty great. I think the plane cycling is too important. We've got multiple good white cards that we want to be able to splash, so not taking that would be a bit silly. When it deals to combat damage to a player, transform an incubator. We don't have many of those, so we could just pick up one of these, which actually might be what I want to do. I actually think it is. We're going to take cheaper creatures because we've got the Convoke things. Another Rayev. Okay, that's really consistent for us to have 2 of these. Just means we're going to have so much available damage. And we got one of these as well. The Vigilance could be nice. Convoke and 2 target creatures get +2/+0 and haste. Doesn't really do much. Like, Skittering Surveyor's good, especially with Convoke, but I think we probably want the Harry Darsan. It's just going to hit harder. What's this invasion? Okay, we've got one of these already. We've got a beat stick. How many equipments do we have? 4. So I think we can take a 5th one. This transforms from a 2-1 into a 3-2, but makes them sacrifice something. I think we'll take the beat stick here. I don't care about that. I mean, this is great. 6 mana, 6 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or artifact, or or battle, or destroy target artifact. This is a big piece of removal, but we've got really, really good spells. So let's just take the fixing. I mean, none of this really matters here. I guess we take the Scrounger in case we want it. The Lancer is still just a 3-3, I believe. We don't have any. We've got one other knight. I think that's the card we picked out of the same pack. We'll put it in for now, but probably cutting it. We might just change it for mana considerations. I think Zarda's getting a little bit taken out of this. I mean, we could just take the rare for the sake of it. We've got a couple of 1-drops already. We don't need any of the other stuff, so we'll just take that. We're definitely lacking in removal, but we're making up for that with ridiculous amounts of combat power. We can fly through the damage. Like, we can churn out damage ridiculously fast. Especially if we get Aurelia in. None of this matters. Scroll shift. That could be worth it occasionally. Probably not, but I think our deck is maybe a little bit too much on the creature heavy side, or creature and artifact equipment. But who knows? Maybe this will survive. So we need to cut 10 cards. I'm not cutting any of our big stuff because we're greedy. We're not cutting this or this because they convoke. Zarda, I think, is probably going to be going, because other than scroll shift, I think everything else we have is an issue. Oh, this is a crew. Oh, sorry, a vehicle. Interesting. I like that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have... I mean, we don't need that. I mean, I suppose actually maybe we do need that. No, we don't want that. We're going to cut Zarda. Unfortunately, Zarda just doesn't have a good thing to do. This is mad. Source deal damage to opponent or player, deals triple damage. I cannot resist this. We could be hitting with, like... So say we got one of our... Where's our Karsus depth card? There we go. So this could be hitting for 5 damage if we put one thing on it. It gives it +1/+1. Then with one of these, that makes it 10. With one of these, that makes it 30. So we can, in theory, just kill them with one creature. I'm going to take one of the scrap chompers down. We don't need too much convoke, even though we've got some good ones. I like these 4 artifacts. I like this. I like having early things here. This is just a really good value creature with a couple of flash artifacts as well. Really nice. Okay, so I like everything we've got here apart from maybe this. So that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good early drops, so we can cut one of those. Scroll shift just isn't good enough. I don't think it is at all. A 3/3 for 3 might be. So this is pretty good. This is fine. It can just, I mean, it can hit our opponent for 4. Oh no, yeah, 4 for opponent, which is pretty great. These could actually just be really good in this. Plus they crew. Valdek can be nice. So this can give something first strike, which I think is worth doing. Invasion of Kylem is also just going to hit hard and fast. How many legendary creatures have we got? We have got 1 here. 2. 3, 4. I mean, 4's reasonable. And it can potentially just get Vigilance and Haste. I think this is worth it. I want to play the fun cards. This just makes life a bit easier. So, we need to start looking down here. Maybe we cut the Scrap Chomper. But I think one of them's really useful. These are all good. Okay, this is gone. It's just a 3/3. How are we doing for creatures? 16. So we're good on creatures. We've got 5 equipments. This thing's really cool. Just the convoke equipment's nice. I mean, the dreadship is fine. It's not great, but it's better than nothing, and it can be fast. Maybe it's not what we're here for, though. But it is 2 creatures for the price of 1. The fact that this untaps everything is so cool. Okay, the Heel Slasher. Maybe we're just getting a bit greedy keeping it, but yeah, let's just check these. The Beat Sticks, it's 3 to equip, give it +1/+0 menace, that's good. 3 to equip, +2/+0, yeah, also good. I like having a lifelinker in lists like this. Volcanic Spike gets us through the deck. I think the Dreadship's one of the ones that has to go. I don't think it really matches what we're doing, especially for equipment, and we have to keep re-equipping it every single turn. I think these are going to hit really hard. I think they're going to be better than my brain thinks they're going to be. Like, obviously some of this should be going. It's probably Jeru and Hazaret. I mean, when it attacks, look at top 6. But it's just a potentially hasty 5/4 for 5. And I know this makes life easier. We can probably actually, with all of this, I know it looks ridiculous for all this, but we can probably go down to 16 lands. Because we've got one of these and a Volcanic Spite. You flip it out, we've got a few things that equip easier. I actually do think, even with, technically, an 8-drop, we can go for that. Okay, so what do we cut? Maybe it's 1 Beat Stick. It's not as good, but again, this is really good. This is just really good on the other side. You don't care about taking the life to flip this, because it's just a really powerful 2-drop. Like, the fact it's got prowess anyway, it's just really, really good. I really like the idea of a first striker just putting a counter on something, giving it first strike for a turn, and hitting for tons. I don't count these as all being that expensive either. Is it the Dune Shaper? It's a 1/2 that sometimes becomes a 4/3. I think it's one of those. And then with 15 creatures, what do we have left that's not a creature? So the Invasion is mediocre but can be really powerful on the other side, but we do probably want to be hitting face as often as possible. Right, so this one is discard and draw 2 to make that one, and then this one is deals 4 to a target battle or opponent and 1 damage to a target creature. So does this work so that when it's while you can attack it, damage removes its defense counters, so we can just curve those into each other, which seems great. It's probably Jeru, but I don't want to cut it. I'm kind of refusing to cut it, actually. I'm going to take out one of the depth cards. There you go. That's my decision. It's going to have to do for now. It's not the. It's probably not the correct one. The probably correct one is to take out Jeru and just actually make a refined aggro list. But we're not here to do things sensibly. So let's jump into a game, see what we can find, and see if we end up with any hope whatsoever with our lovely Boros Aggro deck. I'm keen to try this out. Caius Tenebrae. Why does Tenebrae ring a bell? I swear that's from some fantasy thing. Well, this is an absolute garbage hand. We'll mulligan that without even looking. This we will keep. We'll probably just ditch the Host Intercessor. Yeah, because we don't need most of this. Plane cycling isn't that relevant now. Especially not now. I mean, we should have just ditched the planes in that case. But we can ditch it to one of these. Ah, we don't need to anymore. We can play our Travelling Historian. And right, does it have haste itself? It does. Weird. We can just play Valdek out next turn if they don't play anything good. I'm assuming Yeah, transforms or dies and make a 1/1. Yep. I'd be flipping that now if I were them. Yeah, there we go. Good choice. And they can just attack. Yeah. Okay, take no blocks here. At least we can now attack with Valduk here. Drawn Aurelia. This is going to take a while to get there, but... I think it's worth attacking Valduk. We're not going to block anyway. The fact we still need a red source is really funny to me, because we can't... We've got so much red mana in our list, we can't even like find a red source here. So Invasion of Mercadia is almost definitely what we're going to be playing here. And depending on what they do, there's a world in which we just play that, attack it and transform it, but I imagine they're going to have something... Ooh. Create a 2/2. Okay, so they're going to be able to get into that for 3. When it ends the battlefield, create a knight. Oh, it's an anthem. That's terrifying. So do we actually just want this down then? I think we actually just want one of these down and just pass the turn there. Yeah, we can't do anything with Valduk. We haven't drawn what we need to. Did I cut one of the equipments in the end? I can't actually remember. But yeah, we're going to go for trades here. I can't believe we're still missing a red source. That's so funny. This is going to be ditching this and drawing us a blooming mountain, I'm telling you now. Sure. That is fine. If you're going all out attacks here, that's also fine. As long as it's not... Oh, is this a... They each deal damage equal to their power to another... Oh, wow. It's not even a fight. I didn't see any of those when I played green. So we're going to get hit for a ton, and they're going to flip this into an anthem. Okay, so at least this gives us a free option of just passing here. That's coming at us, and that's the anthem. I mean, there isn't anything worth doing here. We kind of have to let them flip. We're going to need to race somehow. So they're going to get their little anthem, which is very difficult to deal with. Yep. Okay, I mean, that's better than nothing. We can ditch the planes here. Let's see what we find. Of course, now we find something we could really use. And pass here. We're not going to get anywhere, are we? I mean, we can really get close. This takes 7, so next turn we would be dying if they have something, if they have like nothing extra. But okay, I'm hoping this isn't a removal for us. I'm going to see if Aurelia lives, because the fact she's got Vigilant, if she lives, come on, don't kill her, please don't kill Aurelia. We want to get our invasion trigger. Let us do the synergy. Oh. Goodbye, Aurelia. Yeah, and now we have to chump block here. So we're going to just chump this, take 3, and see if we can draw something to help us survive. I don't think we're going to make this one. We can't deal with that, and they had the removal exactly when they needed it, otherwise we'd have had a 3/3 in there. This one becomes a 4/4 Vigilance Haste. The haste is weird, but there we go. That's the end of that, I'm afraid. So that is our first game done. Our opponent just had a little bit too much pressure a little too quickly. We did have to mulligan, and having those removals exactly when they did was pretty much perfect for them. So had Aurelia lived, we actually had a really good shot there. I'm glad this has got the Aurelia picture. She's just such a force to be reckoned with. And I think we've got so many powerful cards. We're just really lacking removal. So if our opponent plays something too big, our only real option is to try and fight them with faster things. Okay. Also, I noticed that there's so many. I don't know the lore of this set at all, but so many things just merging together. That's an awesome looking avatar. Whatever that is so cool. Okay, so this seems great. We've got a life linker. We've got things we can do with it. We're on the play. We can like equip the bone splitter. Sorry, bane splitter. Make it a 4 attack, or we can just volcanic spite something and ditch something we don't need. So this is good. I like this. Nothing from our opponent, hopefully. There we go. Drawing a land is good as well. That's what we needed. So now next turn we can actually Bane Splitter and play our Volcanic Spite. Depending on what we draw... Ooh, cycling... Okay, so that's just cycling. So that's an instant, so I'm literally just going to attach this here and just get racing. Let's see what happens from here. So we're ahead on curve. Sorry, ahead on board. Hopefully they don't play one of those -2/-2 spells. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, go for that. We can just keep going for that. Yeah. I'm actually just going to pass here because we don't care about killing that too much. We just want to keep putting things forward. Do we want to get through for 2 or do we want to play this down? I'm just going to play it. We'll take a turn off. 2 damage doesn't make that much of a difference even if we gain 2, and we've got potentially, what's that going to be, 5 coming back the other way? Especially seeing as we can equip and Volcanic Spite next turn. If we draw a plane to the next couple of turns, we've got Aurelia, so we can start going for damage on that front as well. If we get Valduk next turn, okay, more removal. I expect our opponent to just attack it, yeah. And pass. Okay, so this is the pay for 2, transform for 3. So let's attack with this and see what they do. Because we'd rather have this alive. They don't have anything here. So we're just going to play this, and we will transform it immediately. Because we've gained a bunch of life. Activate ability. Phyrexian mana. Hopefully they don't have removal now. There we go. So this having prowess and ward and them only having limited mana, this could be really good for us. Especially with Volcanic Spite. We're going to just be looking for a white source now. So it must be blocked this turn if able. Well, that sucks. That really sucks. This, however, doesn't suck. This is so silly. They're going to just read all the text on this and be like, really? What happens here? Yeah. Let's attack again. Got them down to 4. We're up to 26 and we're holding a removal spell. We're no means, definitely winning this or anything. They can still just kill this and jump here, but I think we're in a good spot. Thank you, Aurelia the War Leader. This is going to turn out to be a very quick draft. We're either just going to win or die rapidly every game. Also, I apologise for having 2 days in a row of the same game, but again, I tried another Moonbreaker video, I've queued up, I didn't find any opponents. I've enjoyed this last set, and I really want to give it another go, so... Didn't we just play a Flixbrew earlier? Maybe not. Okay, I mean, all this is asking for is some equipments, but I'm happy with this. But yeah, no, I would have loved to have done some Moonbreaker content. It looks as though Moonbreaker keeps, like, dying out on the channel, but I promise I'm queuing up most days, so it's not a case of a lack of interest. I just haven't been able to find a game in the periods of time that I've got available, so I apologise once again, but I will be keeping up with it as soon as I can do. Okay, I mean, this thing's just great value. We'll go for this. This would be good if we draw one of those auto-equip things, because we can just pay one, equip it to something, and then just go mad. Okay, yep, this flips an incubator, and so that means this can't attack. So, we're not far off of being able to play what we want here. I mean, honestly, we just attack with this. We happily trade this for anything they've got. I mean, yeah. If you're willing to trade that, that's absolutely fine. Because that can flip for greater value later, and ours is just... Oh wow, there's a Convoke Pump spell. Okay, you learn something new every day. I was not aware that that was a thing. I mean, I'm still glad we traded for something. That wasn't the most useful unit we had. We'd love to, again, incubate 4. Fractions have vigilance. Okay. And this, yep, transforms the incubator we control. So I guess we're on no blocks here. We really want to draw one of those artifacts now, because getting this to go all out would be pretty fun. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we're just going to play things out. No attacks. And I think we're just going to rely on a branch burner next turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to have 8 mana. So if we have access to, again, that's auto-equip thing, we could potentially be looking at a ton here. Honestly, at this point, I think Valduk blocks here. We're going to need to save ourselves some life total. We're happy if they want to do something to deal with it. That creature gains indestructible. Is that just till end of turn? Yeah. This is fine, because this doesn't do anything. Okay, 4 damage to another target battle or an opponent, 1 damage to target creature. Honestly, I think we're just playing this. And we're going to try and race. We're like, doesn't have reach. We've got at least 8 damage next turn. If we get an equipment, this can go to. So say we've got +2/+2. So play +2/+0. That's 12, 13, 14, 15. So yeah, we could actually have lethal this next turn if we draw one of those. We didn't. So let's sacrifice a mountain. Come on, find us one. We didn't. So what can we do here? We need to block these 3. So that means we do need to basically keep all of these back. What does this do again? It gives it +1/+0, that's it. So we'll just put the counter on itself. No attacks. And we're going to have to just look at making some pretty awkward trades here. I don't like any of this, but I think it's the best we've got. Oh my god, they've got Monastery Mentor. This set's got such ridiculous cards in it. Like, actually ridiculous. Go ahead and attack OP. Like, at least we've got reasonable blocks. If they attack with everything, we have to block a bunch of things. Yeah. Yeah, I hate this. You know what? What if we first strike here, block here, and just chump here? This seems way better. We're only taking 2. We're not out of it yet. The fact that it sacrifices another creature with Monastery Mentor is absurd. And it having vigilance this turn, Oh, is it just Phyrexian? Yeah, it's Phyrexian. Oh my god, that having Vigilance is so gross because they can just sack one of these off to make another thing. Okay, our opponents are doing really well. I don't know how we can potentially come back from this, to be honest. They can... Okay. Yeah, that's pretty bad. A turn late. Dear. Yep. Just a little bit too late. We were so close. Okay, the fact Monastery Mentor exists is ridiculous. This synergy deck, the black-white one, looks really cool. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that for another one, but I think like our deck deserves a little bit more. Just a little bit. 2 losses is so bad. Like, we can do this. We can get at least... I want to try and get at least 3 wins. But then again, we've come against sort of just a slightly faster list. We don't have that much removal. And our opponents have had pretty solid cards. Monastery Mentor, I don't know how... If they have any reasonable number of instant sorceries, if we start seeing like a couple of cantrips, I think we're in real trouble from that point onwards. So I can't be too upset by this. I did come into this format not really knowing what anything does. So, you know, it's not the format's fault. It's very much mine. But we haven't drawn Jeru yet. Jeru and Hazoret, I think it is. So that'll be a fun one to draw. See if we can get some value off of it. Pebbly Jack. Come on, Pebbly Jack. Be a better opponent for us. Give us a great starting hand. This is a great starting hand. We need one more red source, basically. So we might even just be doing other things. Ooh, that's nice. Play our 2-drop, hope it lives. Yeah, give the hasty guy. Come on, give us a red source. That's all I want. 4 damage to another target. I mean... Let's be greedy here. No, let's not. In fact, yeah, let's be greedy. Let's just attack. See what our opponent does. Yeah. So we should have done this instead. We can discard a card to draw 2 cards. You know what? I actually think we just end the turn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up Volcanic Spite, and then if we don't have anything to target with, we'll then use Marin Bane Splitter. Yeah, we'll take this. And what's your play up here? Okay. Can you counter this? They can probably just kill this, to be honest, which is what I would be doing. Okay, that's their Volcanic Spite. That's fine. We've got more of those. Maybe I'm just rushing here, I think. Although I think here, because we've got this, we can just ditch the Greatsword. The Greatsword isn't going to do us much here. We need to find things that matter. We still haven't found more red sources, which is unfortunate. Okay, yeah, we can go Runize. The fact that we can use this to kill the battle is awesome. So drawing a red source here is exactly what we want, because we can just play that and Kenra. Yeah, take 3. Still don't find it. Okay, so we just kill the battle and poke the creature. Flip our battle. And we've got a 3/3. Can we do anything about it is the question. Have they got another Volcanic Spite? Are we just going to be filled with sadness today and just go 1/3? Again, I've probably misplayed. Ooh. Baral and Carry Zev. 2/4 First Strike Menace. Drag the card to put it second from the top or on the bottom of your library. Sure. No, actually, let's go bottom. We need to find red sources quicker than that. We can't. We need red sources like now. That is not going to help. Okay, so what did this do? Menace, when you first instant sorcery, cast a spell with lesser mana from your hand without paying its mana cost. If you don't create Ragavan. Sure. Given that we can't play anything else, we might as well just play our big first striker. And make life difficult for them. So they can attack with Ragavan and all of these. So basically this is the free attack here. But what we really want to do is block Inga, I suppose. This is going to transform. So that's going to be our Volcanic Spike. Oh no, it's not, because it's the 2/4 when it transforms. Of course it is. Yeah, these are fine. We're going down so fast. Okay. Let's just do this. They block with Ragavan, yeah. Are they going to block with more? I'll take more. Play our lifelinker. Honestly, I think at this point we're going to Volcanic Spite. Probably Inga. And discard the Depth Guard. Although I think it's the Spell Spear, because we can't afford to pay the life. We didn't even draw a red source now. But at least we've got a lifelinker. I don't know how this is even happening. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal it, put it into your hand. It's just anything. It's really hard to kill, but it turns into... Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery from your hand, you can just copy it. Oh my goodness. Our opponents have been on ridiculous decks, and we just haven't drawn what we need to. We're not out of this, but we're very close. The fact we can give this Menace is nice. So if they attack with both of these, at least we can try and get... Oh, of course we can't get through there either. Oh dear. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Oh, they didn't attack. Of course. So I mean, for 3 mana we can equip this, but it doesn't really do anything. So I guess we just play that. And we still need to just hope for a red source. This doesn't attack into anything. This can just fly forever for free. Again, we're not out of it yet. We do have means that can give things massive amounts of damage. But I think we're not going to get there. Yeah. I mean, sure. We block Ragavan with the... In fact, we'll block it with this. They're not going to care about Ragavan. The fact they're going for this instead of us is so good. Yeah. Oh, they've got another Volcanic Spite. Oh my goodness. So they can just use... luckily that's not in hand, so whatever they've got in hand they get to keep. And nothing else here flies. Okay. So that's the only thing we know. They've got nothing else here flies. So Aurelia could do this for us. A red or green spell with mana cost 6 or less. Are you joking? How can you just have all of these hose cards and they just work on everything that I've got? Their literal only card we didn't know about, and it counters the biggest bomb in our deck exactly. If there was ever a series of feel bads, this is it. We know they can just remove our creature. They can, yeah, put a counter on this. It doesn't matter anyway. They can just attack with this, this, and this. This doesn't matter anyway. This is dead. If I were them, I'd have probably put the counter here, because then they can attack with this and safely bounce off of this without them offering to trade. Like, if they have to kill that. Like, unless they want to kill the invasion. Is that what they're doing? That's so greedy. I mean, it's going to work, but that's not the point. It is very greedy. Okay, let's just give... What's their damage? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 against us. So we'll equip this here. Equip this here. And I guess attack that for 6. They have to throw away 2 things if they want to block. Sure. Yep. That's fine. We're not in a good spot, but at least we had a chance. Please don't draw an instant or sorcery. Yeah. Yeah, we can take 5. This can attack, yeah. That's exactly what you can do. Are you joking? I mean, I guess we have to attack here. And just hope they don't have something. We get a treasure token. Great news, everyone. Yes, we have a prowess trigger, but that's not what we're on about here. We just want to equip this probably here so it can attack next turn if we need it to. And just hope that their last card isn't relevant. So now, in theory, we're only taking 4 if they have nothing. And if we draw our super big double... They keep hovering that, I don't like it. Come on, just pass. I guess here, there's nothing much we can do. Apart from just... right-click attack all, LOLGG. That's it, that's all we can do. Nothing else matters here. We've got exactly 16, but they can just block. So it doesn't really matter. They can block in any which way they want. But if they make a single block, we've lost the game. We've lost. Our opponent's answers lined up so well with what we had every single time. That countering of Aurelia actually lost the game for us. Yeah. There's so many things that, like, Aurelia here would have been the end of this, like, completely. And it was specifically 2 mana counter my best card. Well, what a disappointment that was. We've luckily got enough gems for another draft, but that has not gone to plan. Oh dear, this is what sadness feels like. I can't, like, I feel like I did misplay a bit in the second game, but that one was just, it lines up with everything. Dina, Invasion of Amonkhet, and Breach the Multiverse. Each player mills 10, choose a creature or planeswalker in their graveyards, put those on the battlefield under your control, and it becomes a Phyrexian. That seems pretty great. Oh dear. Well, I still enjoyed that. It was a bit disappointing, but it was definitely fun. If you enjoyed it, please do drop a comment. It really does mean a lot to me when you, like, let me know what you thought of the draft. Let me know if you think I deserved to do better, or if I was just playing like a scrub and my lack of removal was my own fault. I'd love to hear your opinion on if you think that was bad beats or just not good drafting. And if you want to support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Patreon in the description down below. But most importantly, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.